I don't have any cash with me, sorry mate. Have a good day.
Today we are on our way from London to Birmingham. Again, to do some testing on its trams, but also to show you the highlights of the city for your first time visit to the city of Birmingham.
So normally when I go to Birmingham I visit one of its conference centres, and if I'm lucky enough I have the chance to visit its main street or Bullring shopping centre, but I never really had a chance to properly explore Birmingham with its quirky arcades and even some rich history buildings. So that's what I'm going to do now. And a good starting point is Centenary Square, that got its name in 1989 when the Centenary of Birmingham became a city. And in the 1920s this was an area with small workshop and canal wharfs. But then in the 1920s the city of Birmingham decided to buy this area and had a grand plans with it to create museums, opera, cathedrals. However, unfortunately due to the Second World War and the First World War, they had to stall those project plans. But then in 1991 the city reviewed those plans again and they remodeled the square and came up with these plans here. And finally the fountains are working as well, because they weren't working last time. And if you come here during Christmas there will be an ice skate ring here, a Ferris wheel, and yeah, it's now mainly used for the festive season.
Behind the International Conference Centre you will find Brindley Place, named after the canal engineer James Brindley. And of course the best reason to visit this place is because it is a large mixed-use Canal Side development.
So I didn't know you had that in Birmingham as well, and that are those canals. You see them in London a lot, but here in Birmingham you'll find over 30 miles of canal. And besides that, it's nice to sit down here and have a drink in one of the nice cafes, restaurants, bars next to the canal. It was also very important during the industrial age. The canals were the main transportation route for bringing goods around the country and also bringing goods between factories here in Birmingham.
From here we walk back over Centenary Square, where we will walk to Victoria Square.
I've just arrived at Victoria Square, which is also kind of the home of the city. This is the place where all the local road sign distances are measured from. But this was also known as Council House Square, and they renamed this on the 10th of January 1901 in honor of Queen Victoria, and a statue was erased. But unfortunately Queen Victoria only died 12 days later. And then if we look at one side of the square we will find Birmingham Town Hall, erected in 1784 as a home for the Birmingham Triennial Music Concert that raised funds for the General Hospital here. And well, it is a town hall in a traditional sense of the words. You already noticed there was a musical festival that was happened here and local meetings happened, and then in 2002, 2008 they refurbished the building and it's now mainly a concert hall from pop, rock, classical concerts and also graduation ceremonies for Aston University. And then just behind me you will find Birmingham Museum and Gallery, which is free to visit as long as it's open, because unfortunately it is closed. But when it's open, apparently you are able to find 14th till 20th century paintings and some antiques from Europe, Asia, whatsoever, while a tram is passing by, because unfortunately we need to go to the other side of the tram, and that's where we will continue our tour through the rest of Birmingham. And it's sometimes crazy to think that in London you might queue for things for hours, but if you want to make a photo with the red telephone box, no queue, empty street, hidden here in Birmingham. So just escape London and come to Birmingham, I would say.
This red brick and terracotta Grade 1 listed building is 17 and 19 Newhall Street and Edmund Street. The building was designed in 1896 by Frederick Martin. It was built as the new central telephone exchange and offices for the National Telephone Company, and is better known as the Bell Edison Telephone Building. It is a short distance from our next stop.
Another great place for Birminghamers to hang out, especially in summer months when you can sit down here on the grass, is St. Peter's Cathedral. The Cathedral of the Church of England houses the Bishop of Birmingham, and it was constructed in the 18th century in Baroque style by Thomas Archer. There's no better way than to finish Birmingham than in its commercial district. It already has an important meaning in the Middle Ages when the first market was held here at Bullring. Then in the 1960s a shopping centre was developed, and in 2000 it was redeveloped, and nowadays it's one of the busiest shopping centres in the UK. So what do you want to do else? Finish your day in Birmingham with some good shopping.